Welcome back, everybody. What's up? What's up? We have another special treat. This is issue number 25 of Kerrang!, released for September 23rd through October 6th of 1982. The year of 1982 in heavy metal is winding down with us all for Kerrang! Issue reviews. Again, we're just reviewing these magazines, seeing what's in these magazines. Many of you remember these issues. Many of you do not remember these issues or the magazines, so we're going to open them up page by page to let you know what was in these issues, just out of curiosity and to reminisce on 80s heavy metal. Alright, I'm Tony. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below, and any requests, leave them below. Let's get to it. This is Kerrang! Featuring Iron Maiden. Look at Bruce Dickinson. We got The Rods, we got Anvil, Pete Way, Blackfoot, Baron Rojo, Aerosmith, Samson, Hughes Thrall, Rush, and Full Reading Report. So I guess there was a big concert at the Reading. So let's go ahead and check it out page by page. Alright, again, now they reverted back to black on white as opposed to white on black. But again, this is the official heavy metal charts, specially compiled for Kerrang! From a nationwide survey of 50 specialist shops. Again, this magazine was released in the UK, so this is the list that they compiled of what they thought were their top 22 singles, their top 36 albums, and their top import albums right here of the day. Alright, what else? Gillen Magic, the new album. Let me know if you have this album, Gillen Magic. I do not have it, but I can go ahead and check it up on YouTube. Gillen Magic. Remember, Gillen was all over Kerrang! Magazine. As you can see, he was already on several covers, and then he was talking about in various issues. So back in the UK, in Kerrang!, Gillen was very popular with Kerrang! Right, look at this. Again, this was part of that poster right there. Blackfoot. I love this guitar. Is that a vibrato bar? Look at this. It looks like I'm going to blow that up real fast, okay? Look, that's like a makeshift vibrato bar. It's almost like a vibrato bar, like a Bigsby style bar. Look. But it's not a Floyd Rose. And it's not like a Fender vibrato bar. But it looks like a Bigsby vibrato bar. Let me know your thoughts on this type of vibrato bar on that guitar. And it's like a weird bridge, right? But I love this guitar. One day I will own it. I could probably take a shortcut and get a Firefly version of it. So I get these mixed up with this Explorer or Destroyer. Explorer. I think this is an Explorer. I forget. Those names mess me up. Explorer and Destroyer. But I love this shape. I love the headstock. So I don't want an Epiphone. I don't need a Gibson. But I'll be happy with a Firefly replica. So one day I'll get me a Firefly replica. Alright, again, here's Blackfoot. Pussyfoot. Howard Johnson goes on the prowl with Blackfoot. If you're a fan of Blackfoot, you want me to go into this detail, I'll be more than happy to. This is a little bit better. They got black font on light blue backdrop. You can read a little bit better, but again, it's so small print. Just really small print. Alright, look at this little outfit right here. I'm assuming this guy's the drummer, just because of the way he's dressed. I'm thinking, So here's Blackfoot. Anvil. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember Anvil. But let me know if you remember Anvil. Were they really heavy, too heavy, or they were a good band, just not enough catchy hooks or hit to make it? Maybe there's just no melody there. Because a lot of bands have like memorable riffs or memorable choruses. Maybe Anvil didn't have any of that. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on Anvil. Lipstick, right? Toots daily, cops a mouthful from Anvil's fiery frontman. Again, I'll have to go on YouTube and look up Anvil. I don't remember Anvil. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember the band. Alright, here's Michael Schenker right there. Mayhem. The thoughts of California or Grand Bonnet. New York. Again, this is like the latest buzz of what's happening. Tour dates of Michael Schenker Group. Gillen, again, he's everywhere. Gillen. ABBA. YNT. Marillion. And I can't read that. It's too small print. Too small print. The Hatchet Job. Danky Schenker. Look at Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio. So this is 1982. He's about to ditch Black Sabbath. And look, this is Black Sabbath, Ronnie James Dio. So this is around late 82, right? He's about to ditch Black Sabbath and form Dio and release Dio with Vivian Campbell, Rainbow in the Dark. And that is just going to catapult him and Vivian Campbell into the stratosphere. Randy Thought, Hawks the Slayer, Sabbath discography. Look at Black Sabbath right here. Look. Black Sabbath and Ronnie James Dio. Again, remember this little ad? That's a pretty cool unit. I'm sure you can find it on eBay. If you typed in Sharp Portable TV Radio Cassette Player, you can probably find this on YouTube, on eBay. Someone should look this up on eBay. A Rush of Old Age. Look, Alex Lifeson, Geddy Lee, and Neil Peart. Pretty cool, right? They're pretty big. Around 82, 83, they got really big. You know, so they're finally getting their due. Hard and Dirty. There's Steven Tyler right there. Look. Cold Chisel, The Who, Aerosmith. Imports. Toronto Accept. Headphones. Chain Reaction. Now remember, the last issue had Steeler, Cold Day in Hell. That was a single with Ron Keel, but the album came out around 83, 84 with Ron Keel with the band Steeler, and they brought in Yngwie, and that was like Yngwie's first debut album credit, and he just tore up that album. All right, Pete Way and his Train Set. Look at Pete Way. Let me know what your thoughts on Pete Way. Look at this beautiful guitar right here. Look. Or is it a bass? I guess it's a bass right here. So my mistake. Yeah, those are bass pickups. So. Latest Sounds Fan Library featuring AC/DC 32 full color pages. Bon Scott color poster, complete discography, everything you wanted to know about AC/DC and much more on sale. So Sounds Fan Library right there. Pretty cool. The singles. Diamond Head, Rush, Rick Springfield, Wendy and Lemmy, Blackfoot, One, Y&T, Titan, Doniger, I can't read that, Deuce. Alright, Baron Rojo, again, I never heard of Baron Rojo. I think this is the guy who's wearing red leather, so let me know what you thought about Baron Rojo. Oh, look at the rods. Rock Feinstein. That's a pretty cool guitar, right? Right? No whammy bar. Just pretty much shredding it up right there. Let me know what you thought of Rock Feinstein. You ever heard of the rods and Rock Feinstein? Let me know. Spare the Rod. But you won't find a spoiled child here. Steve Gett obtains a bit of luxury with Rock Feinstein and his boys. The Rods. Bruce on the Loose, Bruce Dickinson. 5-page Maiden special. Here's the other side of it, right there. Pretty cool, right? Bruce on the Loose. Iron Maiden was getting big, and good for them. They deserved it. They were hard and heavy, and they weren't like hair metal, but they were just heavy metal. Everything in America in terms of rock music is so formularized. It's supposed to be the land of opportunity, but I think the freest country in the world is England. Well, wait till 1983, Bruce. 1983. So this is 1982 when you're talking about that, right? He's going to be part of the explosion of 80s heavy metal come 1983. So wait till Quiet Riot, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue turn up the heat and then make you guys even bigger. You watch. Right? Again, there they are. Paying their dues. Reading Report. Look at this. Beautiful Gibson Les Paul. These are DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups right here. See this? These are DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups. You're actually, how do you know? That was like the go-to. You had the, not PAF, but you had their general stock pickups by Gibson, or you had DiMarzio Super Distortion. And I'm going to go with DiMarzio Super Distortions in there. Look. Metal makes magic mayhem. Stampede, there's that guitar again. So what do you think about the band Stampede? Twisted Sister, they were good. They were going to make it big in 2 years with that album, Come Out and Play or whatever. But in 1984, Twisted Sister is going to be huge. But they don't know it yet. Bernie Torme, here he is. Trying to make a name for himself after filling in for Randy Rhoads with Ozzy Osbourne. Reading Report. Big John Thomas, Budgie, Michael Schenker. All right, so there's the Reading Report. Baron Rojo, Moore and Murray, Twisted Sister with Pete Way, Fast Eddie, and Lemmy. So there's a huge concert back in 1982. Right, the Reading Report. Tigers of Pantang, Grand Prix, Michael Schenker, Gary Barden with MSG. All right, remember he went solo? Gary Barden with MSG. There's Michael Schenker. So, again, what do you think about Tigers of Pantang and Grand Prix? What do you think? All right, Twisted Sister. Look at Y&T, Gary Moore. Gary Moore is making a name for himself as a solo artist. And he's going to do it. He's going to do it come 83, 84. What's this? Bernie Marsden and our own Howard Johnson. Birthday with Camouflage Records. Alright, so there's a birthday celebration article right there. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Let's blow this up. Eddie Van Halen with new tremolo arm. Oh, isn't that cool? Look at this. Let's see what it says. So that's a new one. So here's Kramer. Look, there's a Kramer Pacer. Is this the Pacer? Or Beretta? Yes, the Pacer. Eddie Van Halen with new tremolo arm. Let me see if I can back out. Let's see. We sell a lot of Dean guitars, and basically our best business is in Kramer basses. Oops, that's not it. Is it talking about it? Again, I can't read it here. I'm looking for Eddie Van Halen. I can't find Eddie Van Halen. Let's see what it says up here. Alright, now his Midlands-based company, Porting and Marketing Ltd, handle Kramer and Dean guitars exclusively for the UK. That's a weird looking Floyd Rose there, right there, huh? If that's a Floyd Rose. It could be. There's a locking nut right there. So it probably is a Floyd Rose. And this is 82. So everybody wanted to copy Eddie. That's a pretty cool one. I couldn't find where it says Eddie Van Halen here. I'm trying to look for Eddie Van Halen. Ba, 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 ba. Let me see. I don't see. I can't find anything on Eddie Van Halen other than that little spot right there. But there it is. Isn't that cool? Truffle. Okay. Again, these are new bands that they're trying to like get you to follow. Truffle. That's a weird name. Like they're wearing leather and jeans. Never heard of Truffle? Let me know. Virgin Star. Let me know. IQ. These are heavy metal bands, folks, from the UK. I'm gonna go see the band Truffle. What? Hey, I'm gonna go check out Virgin Star. These are weird names, right? Iron Maiden, Virgin Star. I don't know what they're trying to do. I see Iron Maiden, Anvil, Iron, Anvil. See? So I'm trying to get creative with these names. Crosswords, pen pals. Here come the classifieds. Got more advertisements right here. What's next? We're almost done with this issue. Guitar Heroes, Paul Sampson. So look at this beautiful Gibson SG. And these are DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups right here. Girl, Tony, how can you tell? I can just tell. These are DiMarzio Super. I just say that because that's my go-to pickup. And that's all I ever play. That's all I need. Tony, why don't you check out other brands? You should be open. But the whole point of liking what you already have, what you know what works. I don't need to try anything else. You know what I mean? I don't need to try something if this is what works for me. So, I love the DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups. because it can do anything clean, anything jazzy, anything rock, anything metal. It cleans up nicely. It's not muddy, it's not too bright, it's not brittle. It's just perfect for what I play, for how I play. So yeah, making different sounds and tones with different pickups. I'm not knocking other pickups. But if I already found my main pickup, and I'm sure you have already found your own pickup, like this is your go-to pickup, like this has Seymour Duncan's and this has, that's great. That sounds great for you. The DiMarzio Super Distortions sound great to Paul Sampson. Because Paul Sampson, Angus Young, Ace Frehley, Jimmy Page, Peter Frampton, all play with DiMarzio Super Distortions. Look at Sampson the band. Chris Welch meets the boys who put heavy back into heavy metal. Alright? Sampson, where were you in 83, 84, 85? I don't remember you, Sampson. But again, maybe I'm wrong. See, Sampson, look, he came back from the dead. I thought Grim Reaper was bigger than Sampson. Alright, look at this. This is the last, we're almost done here, right? Look at Blade Runner. Remember the movie Blade Runner? There's Blade Runner. Right? Classic cuts, Rush, Anthem. Look at this double bass Rickenbacker. Isn't that awesome? That's pretty cool. Again, let us see the editor right here. Look at Rush and Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee. Pretty cool, right? Who's it? Look at David Lee Roth. Look at David Lee Roth and Wendy O. That's pretty cool, right? Look at Hamer guitars right there. Look at Hamer. They're good. Look at these beautiful shapes. I wouldn't mind having a Hamer. I always wanted a Hamer, but they're so damn expensive. And this is the last. The Cockney Rejects. The Wild Ones new album. So this is the back cover of this issue featuring the legendary Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden. Alright, that was issue number 25 of Kerrang! Featuring Iron Maiden and Bruce Dickinson. Let me know what your thoughts on the Rods and Anvil and Baron Rojo. These are bands I'm not familiar with, and again, it's a UK magazine, UK bands, but they didn't cross over and get too much success in the US, from my recollection. Alright, I'm Tony. Thanks for joining me. Again, any questions, comments, or feedback, leave them below. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for supporting me. Thank you to all new subscribers. I'll see you all in the next video.